stories, I find it's always best to proceed chronologically.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you could just tell me about the last time you saw your husband.
Oh, okay. This is back in California, and it was on June 11th. He called and asked me to meet him for lunch. He was having to pick up some parts for his drilling rig, and he was going to have the inspector come out to inspect the well he just completed. And he called home and wanted me to meet him for lunch, and I couldn't go because I had something going with the dogs that day. And he took 3 checks from the company to go to 3 card houses. And the checks were never cashed, nor was he heard of again. And he had one of my dogs with him, and he was in my car, and the helper was loading his pickup with the stuff that he would need to complete the well after the inspectors arrived.
Did he ever, were you having problems?
No.
And did he ever, was there anything that ever suggested that he might not be happy?
This was not, this is totally out of character for my husband.
So that, the year he left was 1991?
And it was June 11th, 91.
All right.
That's the date I'll never forget.
Yeah, and what, did he leave you any source of income when you left?
We had the company.
The drilling company.
He had sold the part of the company to a man, and this man, when Jack disappeared, said that my husband was buying him back out. And he said he would take care of running the company because I was so wrapped up with trying to find my husband and everything. And he just hauled everything off.
So he was in the process of buying the company
Back
from his partner,
mm-hmm.
or the partner's share of the company.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And then he was buying it back, and but I put him back. We went to an attorney, and he went back on the books as it was an incorporated company, but he had to go back on the books so he could run everything, and he just had everything. He had all the papers on the equipment and everything else, and he just kept everything, and I was...
You got nothing?
Nothing.
What about your husband's share? You got anything out of that?
I had nothing. He took 2 drilling rigs and all the trucks and everything. I did get a forklift, and I sold it. Pick up everything he kept.
How much is the company worth, do you think?
I have books over there, and it was probably worth at least $250,000.
A judge had to adjudicate for purposes of her Social Security that her husband was deceased. Doesn't the judge have to adjudicate otherwise?
What happened? She applies for widow's benefits, saying that her husband is missing or is legally dead or deceased.
They're the ones that had him declared legally dead.
And then I assume what they did is they denied your initial application.
Right.
And then she appealed it. And then she appealed it, the denial, so it went to the administrative law judge for a hearing on the issue of the denial of the original application of the widow's benefits. So you went to a hearing, she went to a hearing, and there was a hearing, and all this evidence was proffered. And the judge made a decision in Judy's favor, saying, yes, indeed, for the purposes of the Social Security regulations, that Mr. Sullivan is deceased, and she's entitled to widow's benefits under Social Security. And so that occurred, when was that?
That was June of 1999.
Yeah, June of 1999.
Continued to get those benefits until
May.
Yeah, that was the last.
Of this year.
Really, May of this year. Can you tell me how much that amounted to?
It was $867.
A month?
Yep. They're seeking, $91,460 in overpayment.
Which is everything she got.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you actually speak with, did someone come visit you from
Yes,
Social
they
Security?
did.
Do you know his name?
No, but I will find, we're going to find it from Social Security. And, but he came to the house and told me that, Jack Sullivan was alive.
Have you spoken to him?
No, he said that what happened was, well, he didn't tell me, but the office here told me that somebody went and applied for a new Social Security card, and they were getting a driver's license using the Social Security number of my husband. And that they were on the East Coast.
That's all?
That's all
That's
they
the
would tell
specifics
me.
they would get?
That's it.
No state?
No,
They didn't say the state.
East Coast is all they would tell me.
What was his purpose of coming here? To tell you that? Anything else?
No, just to tell me that he was alive, that somebody was getting a driver's license using his number.
And did they tell you at that time that because of this, your benefits would stop?
Mm-hmm.
So it was an in-person meeting. He came to your house?
Yes. He had very little to say, just that I wasn't going to get any widow's benefits anymore. And then they start mailing me the letters about not receiving them, and then I had meetings in the office, and we were working with an office back in Missouri, I believe it was,
Yes.
as well, and one office does not know what the other office is doing, and they say they have given this individual a driver's license. Then they turn around, and I sent that letter to Social Security that was supposed to forward it to my husband.
Oh, right.
And they returned it back to me saying there was no address for him.
Yeah.
That's,
How do you feel about the tone of the correspondence that you had with Social Security?
I can't get any kind of answers whatsoever. All they'll say is they believe the information they have.
How do you feel today about your husband?
I still don't believe anybody. I don't believe he's alive. My husband called me wherever he was. We worked overseas, or he did, in the Middle East countries. And when I wasn't there, and I was here in the States, he called me every day, wherever I was.
Did you love him?
Yes, I did.
Do you feel?
And I still do. We were married in 1966.
How did you feel when they told you he was alive?
Just totally shocked and mad at first, but then the more I thought about it, I don't believe he is alive.
You were mad at him?
In the beginning. But the more I thought about it, I know that he is not alive because he would not do this. I would like some proof of some kind if he is alive. which I don't believe he is.
And
I'm worried about if they take all my money, what I'm going to do.